sloka of this chapter. It's the most important verse in the entire Bhagavatam, frankly speaking. One 625. He did 1624 last week, na? Yeah, read 1625. No? एतावदुप्पो परराम तन्महत् भूतं नभोलिङ्गमलिङ्गमीश्वरम् अहं च तस्मै महतां महीयसे शीर्ष्णावनामं विदधे अनुकम्पितः. Now, this verse is so important that our spiritual master, Swanas Maharaj, he made us all learn the verse, translation, and purport, everything by heart. Even the purport, he made us learn it by. That is the importance of this verse. You see, it's not something which we will have to appreciate this. Because till now Krishna was speaking, till the verse number 24, Krishna was speaking. Now Narada Muni is speaking about what he did after Krishna's speech. He spoke, Krishna spoke, he finished his instruction and he left, he disappeared. I mean to say, he already disappeared. After that, he spoke in the sound form, and that also stopped after this verse number 24. What did he tell in verse number 24? Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time, even at the time of creation, as well as at the time of annihilation. Your remembrance will continue by my mercy. Okay, this is the importance that he is telling about the intelligence engaged in my devotion. We saw how from the previous slokas that Krishna inspired Narad Muni, right? He inspired Narad Muni about the importance of engaging in the devotional service. The more you hanker for me, the more you can you will do devotion. Your devotion will get purified. The more you will become mature, right? These are all the things that he is told. And the end, what did he say? Matir mayi nibaddheyam. Matir mayi nibaddheyam. Your mind, when your mati, when your intelligence is bound in me. In other words, your intelligence will only think about how do I serve Krishna? How do I understand Krishna more? How do I understand this verse? How do I apply it in my thing? How can I help this so-and-so person from my thing? So like that, should constantly be thinking about this only. See, that is what will make Krishna pleased. And that is the reason he is giving this arrangement, setting up this arrangement for Narada. Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted. Thwarted means nobody can influence it or destroy it, or nothing will affect, or no situation, whether it is raining or shining, or whether it is threefold miseries, whatever it may be, that cannot disturb the intelligence that is engaged in serving Krishna, in the devotional service of Krishna. He says to that extent that even at the time of creation as well as at the time of annihilation, your remembrance will continue by my mercy. But for that, what is the condition? You should apply your intelligence in my devotional service. Constantly thinking, how do I serve Krishna better? How do I help this person? How this devotee? How could it help in this place, that place? Everything constantly, when we keep on remembering or meditating on that aspect, to that extent, the remembrance will continue by the Lord's mercy. Now coming to this verse. So Krishna had spoken that, and then now Narada Muni is speaking this. So anybody wants to read the word to word meaning, this verse, we should not miss even one akshara in this verse. So important this verse number 25.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, Madhu.
So word to word meaning, etavat, thus, uktva, spoken, upararama.
Upararama means stop.
Upararama, stop, tat, that, mahat, great, bhutam, wonderful, nabha, nabhalingam, personified by sound, alingam, unseen by the eyes, Ishwaram, the supreme authority, aham, I, cha, also, tasmai, unto him, mahatam, the great, mahiyase, unto the glorified, Shrishna, by the head, avanamam, obeisances, vidhadhe, executed, anukampitaha, being favored by him. Shall I further read translation?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head. Purport.
No. Wait, Mataji. Before we go to the purport,
Yeah.
it is important to meditate on some of these keywords here. Then we'll go to the purport. Right? Give me a second. Just trying to adjust the light here. Okay, so if you see, this is actually Narada Muni is describing the situation, right? Then that supreme authority, personified by sound but unseen by eyes. These are the two words, The key words in this whole Bhagavatam are these two words. That is Nabolingam, Alingam, right? So here it is so beautiful that Upara Rama stopped. Krishna first stopped his darshan, personal darshan, and now he stopped the speaking also. Right? He stopped speaking. But what Narada Muni is telling, normally anyone in that condition will not be very happy with what Krishna is doing. If we are in Narada Muni's condition, we will not be happy with what Krishna is doing to him. I'm doing to us in that situation. Because if he wanted, Krishna could have given the darshan, but he doesn't. He wants to increase the desire of Narad Muni for serving Krishna. And also, it's an opportunity Krishna is giving to make us see Krishna in multiple different ways, not just in one particular way. That is why in the service he engaged, the previous purport, he told service and his person are identical, right? We saw that purport also last week. Now, here to do that service, he is making himself present in the form of the sound vibration. So that sound vibration is a very, very, very important aspect in our devotional service. And that is what will make us realize Krishna fully. And this is what Narada Muni is revealing in these two shlokas, 25 and 26. That I was not able to see the Lord in that personal form after that one moment or few moments that he gave darshan. Now, how do I continue to see him when he is not present in that form? He himself is telling, I will not be present in front of you. That is when he found out this beautiful solution that after you left your darshan, you made yourself available to me in the form of the sound vibration through that Akashvani, which means that Akashvani can, or the sound Dhwani form of the Lord can continue with me. So what he said, Mahat, great. First beauty of first qualification, the transcendental quality of Krishna that Narada Muni is revealing here is supreme authority, Ishwaram, right? For Ishwaram only the word supreme authority is given, right? So then that supreme authority, and then comes Nabolingam, personified by sound. Beautiful, beautiful words. This phrase, Maharaj used to say to us that if Prabhupada was here now with us, he would have changed the name of ISKCON into, instead of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he would have changed the name to International Society for Nabolingam Consciousness. This is what he said. Because we are all after sound vibration only, isn't it? Early morning when we get up, we worship the Lord, but we sing Kirtan, that is sound vibration. And we, after that, what do? We chant Hare Krishna mantra, sound vibration again. And Bhagavatam class, sound vibration again, because Shravanam and Kirtanam is going on. Right? So, everything is about Shravanam and Kirtanam, which means the Lord in the form of the sound vibration is the center of existence for each one of his devotees. Please see this beautiful thing, Nabolingam. So that's why he's saying supreme authority, Ishwaram, first quality, then personified by sound. The Lord is personified by sound. In other words, you can realize the Lord as a person by hearing that sound vibration, through the sound vibration, through his sound vibration. Very simple thing. Like when I'm, suppose I'm talking to somebody over phone, that person I am not seeing, but I know that the person is talking. Some person is on the other side. So the sound makes a personification or reveals the person in us. For example, now see, I am switching off the video. All of you have switched off the video. I have also switched off the video. Now I am still speaking. So isn't it all of us are thinking that yes, there's a person is speaking? Isn't it true? Even if I had kept a recorded voice of my recorded voice in one, say one player or something, and play it here and go away, that recorded voice also means that you will, on the other side, you are all there. You will feel that, oh, some person is speaking, isn't it? Even in that recorded voice in a tape recorder was originally recorded by somebody. So the whole point is that sound reveals the person, reveals us as the person. Even if suppose some tiger roars or lion roars, it's a person of the lion is revealed to us, isn't it? Right? So that is why it is called personified by sound. This is the most important key word in the whole of Bhagavatam. Nabho lingam, Nabaha lingam. And why Nabaha? Nabaha, sky is also called Nabaha. Why? Because sound is the source of sky. Sound is the Sukshma form, sky is the Stula form or the gross form. Sound is the subtle form and sky is the gross form. From sound only sky came into being. So that is why when we call sky as Nabha, that Nabha is also applied to sound. Right? So personified by sound, Nabholingam, but unseen by eyes. That's a beautiful thing. And unseen by eyes. You cannot see him. Not all of us are qualified to see him in person like we are seeing, say, somebody here and there. That is the most important thing here. First is the supreme authority. Why supreme authority? Because he decides everything. Whether he should appear for us or we have to do something, everything is decided by Krishna. Supreme authority is the supreme authority. So that is the first thing a devotee should accept. That is why Narada Muni is revealing the first part as Ishwaram. Isn't it true that when we are doing this Kartik month Vrata, don't we, what is the first line that we are singing?
Namami Ishwaram.
Ishwaram, right? After that, all the Leelas come. But first and foremost thing we say is Ishwaram, is the supreme controller, supreme authority. Isn't it? That acceptance is the first step in our devotional service. Whatever he does, we cannot question him. Nobody can question him. Why are you, Krishna, doing like this? He is full freedom. That is why he is called fully independent and fully cognizant. Abhijna and Swarat. Completely Swarat, fully independent. So when he is fully independent, we cannot do anything. In the sense, we cannot tell Krishna, Krishna, I don't like what you are doing. What will Krishna say? If you don't like, who cares? I have to do my service. I have my desires. Is a supreme desire. Like for us itself, if suppose I am sitting in my room and I'm doing something, if somebody comes in the room and say, why are you doing like this? Hey, it's my house, my computer, my room, my bed, my this, my that. Who are you to ask me? It's my house only I am doing. I am independent to do anything I want. So we ourselves too are so tiny particles, we can say like that. How much more Krishna can say? He is a supreme independent person, supreme controller. So that is why that supreme authority is a very important key phrase which we should all accept first before going to the next stage. Then what happens is personified by sound. How is it possible for Krishna to personify by sound? He is supreme authority, man. You cannot question him. He can. We have limitations. Krishna does not have any such limitation. So he can make himself present in the sound form as good as he is. In other words, whatever you can get by the personal presence of the Lord, you can get by the sound vibration presence of the sound vibration form of the Lord. There is no difference at all between the two. That is why when we hear Bhagavatam, when we listen to Bhagavatam, we get so much love, so much joy, because we are experiencing Krishna as such. That is because of his spiritual potency, that there is no difference between his form and his person. Sorry, his person and his sound form. We can say, oh no, I can also do that. No, very little extent only we can do. Maybe when I am alive, I can speak, and the person, I can speak over phone, and that person can feel that yes, he is there. I spoke to him. But when I after I die, there is nothing that can do. I cannot keep speaking to that person over phone or whatever, right? So it will not be possible because my limitations are there, material limitations are there. Whereas in Krishna's case, whether Krishna is present physically in front of us or in the form of sound vibration can be in the form of remembrance to the thoughts also, right? Can be present in us in that form also. So when Krishna is present in that form, it is non-different. He is non-different either way. That is why we saw one purport also where he says, if we can, through every page of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can experience Krishna. So we should hear the text with proper attention. Right? Remember that purport, Piyush Prabhu, that simple hearing is not all. No one can be pure in mind who is not pure in action. Right? 1344. If you read that purport, see what he is telling in the end. Somehow or other, if someone hears with rapt attention from the right person at the very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Sri Krishna in person in the pages of Bhagavatam. In person, in the pages of Bhagavatam. Now I am turning page, say this page is 64, say 765. This page, in this page, every word, every letter, every akshara, we can experience Krishna. The most important point to understand. So first is supreme authority. So because of his supreme authority, he can make himself present in the sound form and make his experience the same form in that sound vibration also. Then Alingam, he is not unseen by eyes. You cannot see him. like we are seeing any other object or anything. Seeing him, what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? Vimuda nanu pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Isn't it? Vimudas, the foolish people cannot see me. Only those who see me with the jnana chakshu, right, knowledge of the vision of knowledge, they can only see me. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha. So this Bhagavatam is that supreme jnana through which we can see him. Now, so three things over. And then last thing he says, but most wonderful. The Lord is most wonderful also. Bhutam. He is the most wonderful, most adbhuta. He is adbhuta. So he is the most wonderful also. What are the four qualities? Supreme authority, personified by sound, unseen by eyes, most wonderful. This Bhagavan, who has these most wonderful qualifications, he stopped speaking. So far he was hearing Krishna speaking. He is personified by sound. But that personified by sound person also stopped speaking. The Lord didn't speak anymore. In other words, whatever knowledge has to be given to Narada Muni at that point has been given in those four shlokas. Just like he gave in four shlokas to Brahma, the entire Bhagavatam, he gave in these four shlokas the entire concept of the entire process of devotional service. So what should he do now? Stop speaking. He stopped speaking. Lord started speaking. But normally when the Lord stops speaking like this now, first he stopped the darshan, next he spoke for some time and he stopped speaking also. It is a frustrating thing. Devotee is doing, as Narada Muni is doing so much austerity, so much he is forbearing, whatever problems that comes in his life. Mother went away, the sages went away, he's such a young boy, no prasadam, nothing, he's in the forest. And then he started going to different places, so much. It's not like he was going, taking a ticket and going to all these places in a comfortable way. He goes on to the hill, forest, caves, reeds and bushes and very jungles and snakes and all these things are there. He experiences all these places. He's not only going in a metro and going into the city and not like that. He's experiencing everything. And finally, he does the process as explained by the sages. He didn't deviate from the whole process even a bit. He was so obedient and he didn't complain one bit to Krishna. He did all these things. And then he is doing the meditation also, following the instructions of the sages. Lord is stopping to speak. He stopped the darshan, he stopped the speaking also. So what does Krishna trying to indicate to Narada Muni here? Question now. What is the Lord trying to indicate here to Narada? Normally, we will get frustrated. What is this man? Nothing you are giving. Leave the job and go away. You will be frustrated with Krishna. But on the other hand, what does the translation say? Feeling a sense of gratitude. Narada Muni is so grateful to Krishna for stopping the speech. No, I mean, I'm telling you later when, but actually, the point is, he felt so grateful that Lord has gave the hint, some nice, beautiful hint to Narada Muni to continue to take his association. What is that? That realization is what is called personified by sound, Nabolingam. First he showed the darshan, then he showed that I am in the form of sound also, because he spoke. Whatever experience our Narada Muni was getting by seeing darshan, taking darshan of the Lord in that few moments, he got that same experience when he heard the Lord speaking, mitigating his miseries. Right? He's so eager. Misery in the sense, he was not asking for some big wealth, fame, name, and all those things. Simply, he is just asking Krishna, you please be present with me. So Krishna is saying, Yes, I will be present with you in the form of sound, because he was experiencing the same ecstasy when he was hearing the Lord speaking these 4 shlokas. And the Lord gave him so much courage that in the last verse he says, intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted by any time. Cannot be thwarted at any time. So he gives this assurance to Narad Muni that if you keep on applying your intelligence in my devotional service, your intelligence will not be destroyed, and you will continue to remember me even during the creation, destruction, etc. by my mercy. So last week we discussed, if you remember, when a person remembers all that has happened in the previous lives also, actually it doesn't, there is no death for him, isn't it? The only reason we think that we are going to death is because we are forgetting our past lives thing. If suppose I remember last 4 past lives events, do you think I can call as it is like, I have taken multiple lives? No, right? It's just like a 3-4 chapters of the same life, isn't it? That's what happened happens for devotees who are always after sound vibration. Remembrance will always continue. How many ever births you take, your remembrance will continue by my mercy means what? I will continue to remember Krishna irrespective of I take 100 lives or 1,000 lives. So there is no death there. Death is only when I forget my past. See, now I will say that yes, in my past life I died, and I am going to die in this life also, because I don't remember anything from my past life. Correct? It's like, say, suppose I have to go from Chennai to Rajkot, I have to go. I don't have a direct flight. I have a stopover in either in Bangalore or Hyderabad or Mumbai, and then I get another flight I have to catch to go to Rajkot, right? But anybody, when I reach Rajkot, when they ask me, where are you coming from? I will not tell I'm coming from Hyderabad. I will tell I'm coming from Chennai. Correct? There is a change of flight, but it's the same person who is going through. And I remember what has happened from the Chennai to Hyderabad also. So which means, though it is a hopover flight, still it is the same journey, isn't it? That's how it will become. I might remember my past life as say, somewhere I might be a Brahmana, somewhere else in the previous life I might be a Shudra, whatever. Or some other animals or birds or whatever. All those things, if I remember, then it is just a change of dress for me, that's all. And that is what will happen if we always apply the intelligence in Krishna service. That's what is the benefit of applying the intelligence in Dadami Buddhi Yogatam Yenamam Puyante. Right? Now, these 4 qualities very important. Supreme authority, personified by sound, unseen by eyes, and most wonderful. Right? Now, we may be frustrated that why is Krishna stopped speaking also. But Narada Muni feels very much grateful, because he has given so much encouragement and given a way to approach Krishna. What is that? Simply by chanting the sound vibration, you can experience the same bliss as you had while you took darshan of me, while I gave you that darshan. You get it? If you keep on chanting Radha Govind, Radha Govind, Radha Govind, and it is not different from seeing the Radha Govind deity in person. But purely, if you chant and if you continue to engage your intelligence in serving them. You see that? That is the most 4 important. That's why feeling a sense of gratitude. How great is Krishna? How merciful is Krishna? That instead of always demanding me to only see his rupa form all the time, he is telling me that if you continuously hear my sound vibration itself, or discussion between the two, the Odayantah Parasparam, there itself you can experience me as good as actually seeing me. That is why we have that famous shloka, right? Naham tishtami vaikunthe yoginam hridayana cha yatra gayanti madbhaktaha tatra tishtami Narada, right? So what does it mean? I am not in Vaikuntha, I am not in the yogi's heart. I am in that place where yoginam hridayana cha tatra tishtami Narada yatra gayanti madbhaktaha. Where there is a constant discussion about me goes on between devotees, that is where I live. And that is why saying, feeling a sense of gratitude. I'm feeling so grateful to Krishna that he made my life even more easier. I just have to simply hear. I don't have to keep seeing only. That is why many times devotees wash their parts, they sweep, they clean the room, or they dress the deities, but they continue to play the kirtan or lecture. And so the service is going on, isn't it? So Krishna, devotees have to feel so grateful. If only Krishna said 24 hours continuously, you should only see me. That is what is devotional service. Imagine if Krishna has put a condition like that. Do you think we will do anything else? You can't go and cook. Because you say, oh, if I go for cooking, I will not be able to see Krishna. You cannot go and take bath. You cannot go for office work because only if you see Krishna, it is devotional service. Otherwise, it is not. Suppose if that is a condition Krishna had put, imagine how difficult our devotional service will become. Right? While chanting the thing also, say, no, you have to chant with the deity is open. Only then it is counted as chanting. Right? In my office work also, I have to constantly look at Krishna. Where will the time to do my office work? So Krishna made our life so easy by bringing the sound vibration into our life. I mean, his form of sound vibration. You see that whole thing? You see how much, why Narad Muni, instead of feeling frustrated, he is feeling even more grateful to Krishna for this. For a moment, please think through that. If Krishna said that he is not personified by sound, you have to see him in person and say, you go to Tirupati to see Balaji, you go to Vrindavan to see Radharaman, you go to Dwarka to see Dwarkadish, and you would keep on seeing him. Only then it is devotional service. If the deities are darshan or closed, it is not devotional service. They put conditions like this. Imagine what will be our situation. So that is why he's feeling so grateful, feeling a sense of gratitude. I offered my obeisances, bowing my head. He's so avanamam, shirshna avanamam, vidade anukampitaha. Here the word anukampitaha means being favored by him. Krishna has favored me. You can go in the train, you can chant. You can go in the flight, you can chant. You can lie down in your bed, you can chant. Or you can hear. So many things we can do, isn't it? And we can experience Krishna in exactly the same intensity as you would see him in person while you are chanting the holy names also. Does it make sense? Why Narad Muni is feeling sense of gratitude? Any questions, comments? No, we can continue with the but Prajendra Kumar Prabhu is there. Usually he has questions. And Sulakshana Mataji also. Everybody is quiet. Are all the questions are answered by this one point?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams.
So Prabhuji, just absorbing actually, because it is said in the purport also that chanting is the most easiest process, and you are also saying it is the most easiest process given by the Lord himself. But it takes us so much time to realize this actually.
Yeah,
life.
that is why it is definitely true, Mataji. What you say is definitely true. It takes so much time to realize. It's not so easy.
Yeah, but it appears that it is very easy for Narada Muni. So
No,
that
Narada Muni went through so much struggle, and then finally he came to this realization.
hmm.
See, he went through all the difficulties, and then finally came to this realization.
Hmm.
And Prabhupada is going to expand it even more beautifully in the purport. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, 1 minute. So we should also be grateful to Krishna for this Anukampita on all of us. But we are not able to realize Krishna during our chanting or reading Bhagavatam or doing any other service or feel Lord experience Him sound able. That is our lack of proper understanding of the texts of Bhagavatam. Realization. If we realize this shloka as Narada Muni has realized Prabhu, then we will not have any doubt at all. We will be even all the more grateful to Krishna. Now we are discussing Bhagavatam. Now we are discussing Krishna's glories. Actually, we are seeing Krishna. We are taking darshan of Krishna. You see? Unfortunately, we don't realize it consciously. But Krishna is so merciful that even though you don't realize it consciously, He makes that experience available for us. Experience of Krishna's association. Right? That is why he's saying there is no difference between seeing Him in person and hearing Him or speaking about Him. Because when you speak about Him, automatically hearing happens. Isn't it? Does that help? So this is the thing, Prabhu, Narada Muni and Mataji was also saying, Narada Muni didn't do it so easily. But he went through all the struggles, but with full unflinching faith and devotion. Yeah. So let's read the purport. This one purport has only some 4 or 5 lines. But my Guru Maharaj made us recite this shloka and purport every single day. I mean, I was with him for 6 months in Rajkot, way back in 2004. Every single day in the Bhagavatam class, the verses will keep moving on, but in the content, he will keep on asking us. Now you recite the verse, recite the translation, read the memorize and recite the translation without seeing them. Purport also you should read and learn it by heart and speak without looking at them. This is how he was literally hammering this verse in our head. Because he said, this verse reveals everything about Bhagavatam, everything about devotional service. So much he realized this verse. Amazing. So let's read this purport line by line and we will try to understand. Who is reading?
I can read.
Purport by
Yes. Yes, Vijay.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, that the personality of Godhead was not seen but only heard does not make any difference.
This line itself, in this line, each line Maharaj said, the phrases are very important to note. That the personality of Godhead was not seen but only heard. Normally, when we don't see the person but only hear, we become disappointed. Right? Suppose, say, some big personality, celebrity, or somebody very important person is supposed to come to our function. He didn't come, but he just leaves a voice message or voice note or maybe talks over phone and then, sorry, I'm not able to come, but please treat this as my personal, say, congratulations, whatever. So that wedding thing or whatever be there, but they will feel disappointed. Oh, you didn't come in person. No, he will say, oh, no, please understand my situation and all that stuff. Right? That is the thing in the mundane relations. But in the spiritual transcendental relationship with Krishna, he is already present in the form of the sound vibration with us. That's the beauty. You see? So that the personality of Godhead was not seen, he did not come to the function, but he present in the form of sound vibration does not make any difference. There's no difference between Krishna's form and Krishna's sound vibration. Next, Mataji.
The personality of Godhead produced the 4 Vedas by his breathing. And
1 minute. Break it bit by bit, because it is so amazing a purport. The personality of Godhead produced the 4 Vedas by his breathing. In other words, if we breathe, we don't produce 4 Vedas. Sometimes some snoring comes, sometimes some cough or some cold or something comes. All those, no, something else comes. When Krishna breathes, because he is fully spiritual, he is fully transcendental, he produced the 4 Vedas simply by breathing. Vedas are what? Sound vibration. That is why there is no difference between Krishna and Vedas. There is no difference between Krishna and his breathing. Get me? Right? And now please continue after the break, after the comma.
And he is seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas.
See, 2 things. He is seen and realized. Some people may see the words of the Vedas, but they cannot understand anything. But those who have this faith that there is no difference between the Lord and the Vedas, there is no difference between Vedas and Krishna. So he's seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas. That realization is very important. When we constantly chant, like now we are reading this sloka, reading the words, transcendental words of Prabhupada, we are actually, Prabhupada is helping us realize Krishna through these transcendental words of his purport, translation and all. Okay, next line.
Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is a sound representation of the Lord. And there is no difference in identity.
So now Prabhupada is giving the example of Vedas, and then he is parallelizing it with the example of Gita, because Gita Upanishad, Gita is also part of the Vedas, right? So similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is the sound representation of the Lord. It's a sound. It represents the Lord through the sound form. So when we chant Bhagavad Gita, we are actually associating with Krishna. Do you please see this? Bhagavatam, when we chant, we are realizing Krishna. We are with Krishna. We are having the association of Krishna. So the Bhagavad Gita is a sound representation of the Lord. Right? Sound representation. And there is no difference in identity. Like the identity we say, we have that ID card and we say, so that's like that. The person in the thing is say, okay, same, but this person has come. They ask for the passport. Where is your ID card? You show the passport. Okay, you are allowed inside. Right? So that maybe the passport is different from me in one sense, but it's also not different from me. That is why if I hold my passport, then they allow me inside. So Bhagavad Gita is like that ID card for Krishna. It means he himself is present in that form of Bhagavad Gita. There is no difference in identity between Krishna and Bhagavad Gita. Now you're telling all these arguments and concluding it beautifully. Yes.
The conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting of the transcendental sound.
So 2 things. He can be seen as well as he can be heard. Why? This phrase is the best phrase in this entire purport. Persistent chanting of the transcendental sound. See how nice Prabhupada is. Maharaj was telling, you cannot take one word out from this purport, or you can put one word, insert one word into this purport. Persistent chanting. Like Narada Muni was doing persistent chanting. That is why he got darshan of the Lord. You see? So the more we do persistent chanting means what? Sometimes you will get the experience, sometimes you will not get the experience. Sometimes you may, Krishna will reveal himself, sometimes he will not. But irrespective of whatever that is, you persist without looking at the results. You get me? If you are expecting this only if I get Krishna, this thing I will chant, otherwise I will not, that doesn't work. Persistent means sometimes you will fail, sometimes you will pass, sometimes Krishna will be present, sometimes Krishna will be absent, sometimes the chanting will be wavering, sometimes, but you persist with it. Irrespective of whatever it is, I will do my 16 rounds of chanting or more than that. I will read the Bhagavatam without fail. I will sing the slokas and bhajans or whatever without fail. And every time I do that, I experience Krishna. Not that sloka will lead me to experience Krishna. No, that sloka itself is Krishna. That is why it gives the same bliss as I would say, see the Lord in person in a temple or in a deity form or all these things. See that? Earlier, Prabhupada said service is identical with Krishna. Now he is telling sound form is identical with Krishna. So through the sound form, we will continue to serve Krishna. Then that is the ultimate effect. So the conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting of the transcendental sound. Sound is transcendental, but for us to become transcendental, for us to experience it fully, we have to become transcendental. And to become transcendental, we have to do the persistent chanting. We should persist with it. Some days you may get the result, some days you may not. Some day you may feel blissful, some day you may not, but it doesn't matter. We should keep on going with this thing consistently because consistency leads to success. Okay. Any questions, comments?
Prabhuji, here the sound means should be heard or it should not be within the mind, right? Like persistent chanting means the chanting should be louder or it can be in the mind
Well,
also.
it can be that way, but that difference is only in the beginning stage, Mataji. As we go along, as we mature more and more, right? Then even with the soft chanting, we will be able to hear the mantra even more louder because our attraction or distractions towards other things goes down as we keep progressing in devotional service.
Okay.
Yeah, initially it may be that you may not be able to. You may only through loud chanting. Because the mind's chatter is so loud that we have to chant louder than that. You see, but over time, because of the sincere devotional service, the chatter comes down. Mind's chatter it stops chatting too much, unnecessarily shouting whatever. So when the silence is there, see, very simple, Namataji. See, when I'm sitting somewhere and so too much of this traffic, rush and all are there, at that time what you will do? To hear better. You will chant louder, isn't it? No, what I'm saying, when so much noise is there, you will, when you're chanting and some noise is there, you will chant a little louder, isn't it?
Yes.
Because that noise is disturbing your thing and it is not allowing you to hear the sound vibration properly, correct?
Yes.
But same thing when you go inside a cave or go into say somewhere near Badrikashram in some corner or maybe somewhere in Govardhan or something in a very quiet place. Do you have to chant loudly? Even a whisper you can hear, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's how it is. You consider that mind's chatting that like the sound, external sound. That external sound, instead of it is external, it is internal. At the time of chanting, it gives so many, hey, you have to buy this. Hey, you forgot to answer that devotee. Hey, this devotee is giving some message. Please read it further. It is important. So at the time of chanting, the mind is so disturbed that it somehow or other wants to escape that purification process. So it will give all these chatter things. Right? So, but continuous persistent chanting, irrespective of how much of the mind chats, you do the chanting. So the persistent chanting, what it does, the more you ignore, the more you neglect the mind, the more you will be attracted to the sound vibration of the Lord. And the more you'll be experiencing its the bliss. When you are attracted, then we can experience that bliss. And in order to be attracted to the sound vibration, we have to do the austerity with persistent chanting. Does it help?
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji.
sometimes it be so loud that you cannot hear properly. I don't know if you have experience in your states. In India, there's some little, I don't know, I'm not a fan of this thing. In the morning when this Kudewala is there, no? This, they collect the garbage.
Safai wala.
So they sing some local song?
No. Yeah, some
No?
of them they sing.
You have not heard this? Kude nikal, kachade nikal, like that?
No, Prabhuji.
I heard this in Gujarat. I don't know. Even in Maharashtra, I heard in, I think, where did I hear that? In somewhere in Pune or Nashik only I heard this. Right?
We hear it in
Yeah,
Gujarat. So
these,
Narada it is there for sure.
you have not heard that, Mataji? In Dwarka, I heard it. They have a song, they composed a song, and continuously that will go on in the street when the Safai wala, when he goes na, to collect the garbage. Earlier, it used to be that they will blow that whistle. When they are coming, they'll just blow the whistle, long whistle, then it means the garbage wala has come. So you'll go and dump your garbage. Now they have to think between wet garbage, dry garbage, and all that. So every single day the song will be going on. In here they sing in Tamil. In Karnataka, I've seen in Bangalore and all they sing in Kannada. And in all other places, different things. You know? Okay, so who is saying? Kautilya Prabhu is saying the song itself. Something like that, right? Kṛṣṇa Dāsa. Nice. So they have composed a very nice song for this. Okay. In different cities, they sing in different states, they sing differently. Shiva Prabhu in Coimbatore also, they sing that same song only, no?
Prabhuji, yes, in Tamil, previously, as you said, they were whistling, but now they are putting some noise.
Putting that song. So that
Yes,
is such a nuisance. That is such a nuisance that every time I sit to chant, that's the time they will come. And early morning. And they will, like 12-15 minutes, they will be playing that song so loudly that even my own chanting I could not hear. So I have to chant much louder to make my voice hear. So that's how this mind is. Mind chatter is like that. It will make so much noise that you have to chant loudly many times. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was in Swananda Sukha Kunj on the bank of Shampund, he will shout, he will close his eyes with a big cloth, and then he will shout so loud the chanting Krishna's name while he chants in the morning. Even 200 meters far away, the house, those people will hear, oh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what happened to him? He's shouting loud, some problems. No, but he'll be chanting so intense, chanting so loud. So that is how he was controlling the mind's chatter. So when the mind chats loud, we should chant louder. But those things we can do only when we are in a free place. We cannot, I remember in Prabhupada's room when we chant, even a little slight volume you increase in your chanting, people will look at you and say, Prabhu, little softer, please. Because everybody, there no noise will be there, only chanting, and that nice murmur. When I have experienced this a few times. When I sit there to chant, a little bit for a minute or so, I will just keep a bit quiet, and I will hear the chanting of all others. It will be like that bee, that bee sound, honeybee sound. Have you seen that? That sound? It will be like that. It's a nice feeling to experience it in a group japa. When you hear all others chanting, like you may not hear the word Krishna and Rama very clearly sometimes, but that sound itself will be so beautiful to experience. That's the beauty of, chanting with together devotees. I see some say, so what is that I was telling? Persistent chanting also means chanting on scheduled time like Brahma Muhurat or some fixed time stage. Good point, Prabhu. Predominantly, actually, it actually means that chanting sometime before the Brahma Muhurat, starting from the Brahma Muhurat, going all the way till maybe 6 or 7 or whatever. But it also means some days when you are not able to do, fix some specific timings daily, whichever is comfortable for you, and do it. But predominantly doing it in the morning gives a much better effect in concentrating on the holy names, sound vibration of the holy names better than doing it late in the night, or in some doing some few rounds here, few rounds there. There should be some good effort should be put in. Like I am telling this to reflection to myself too, that there should be a genuine effort that should be put in our chanting service. If we don't do that, anything else that we do will not help. Very important. Thank you so much for that point, Vishnu. Genuine effort has to be put in the chanting. We fail, we pass, that is not a consideration. At least the effort, the endeavor has to be made. Yes, Vijay Mataji. You are going to say something?
No, Prabhuji.
I thought you had a question. No worries. Any other points, concerns, sorry, comments, realizations?
Prabhuji, while reading the shlokas, prayers, and all also, that also has to be recited loudly.
It should be loud enough to the extent where it can help us hear it properly and attentively. That's all.
Mm.
And when you lovingly sing that, this shloka, for 6 months, Maharaj was making us recite every single day. The daily shloka will change, but during the discourse, this Etavaduppo will come again and again and again. And it became so world famous that all over the world, whichever yatra was there, everybody was told, no, all of us have to read this shloka. Maharaj made this shloka very important. So much realization, he said. He was telling, I was searching all through the Bhagavatam to understand how to see Krishna. Every single verse in the 18,000 slokas I was going through, where it is saying how to see Krishna, how to realize Krishna. Finally, I went all the way up to 10th canto, 11th and 12th canto also, but finally I found the answer in the first canto itself in this shloka. This shloka clearly gives us beautiful method of how to see and how to realize Krishna, and persistently means continuously being in association of Krishna. Easiest way. That's how the importance of the shloka is. So we have to sing very beautifully. So Maharaj used to sing so beautifully that even those who don't know Sanskrit or who are illiterate also, there are some cooks and sweepers and others. They will all not able to understand what Maharaj is saying, but then the shloka alone they thought is very important. So they just by hearing only they learnt it by heart. So they will sweep after the class. They will go and sweep the floor, water the tree, and cook thing, do boga for the Lord. But many of them were very simple-hearted, in Rajkot that time when Maharaj was. So Maharaj will sing. Maharaj sings in the class, and they all learned by heart by just simply by hearing Maharaj. They will all go lovingly, very lovingly. One will be sweeping and singing. Etavaduppo pararama tanmaka bhutam na bholingamalingam aham cha tasmai mahata mahiyase Shirshnavanamam vidadhe anukampitaha. This was Maharaj made us it's so important in our life that he said that every time you start a class or you start studying Bhagavatam, you chant the shloka and as one of the Mangalacharan slokas, and then you Mangalacharan prayers, and then you go forward, he said. So in the 10th canto, especially whenever we chant, we'll sing these 2 slokas extra, Nivritta Tarshaya Rupadyamanat and Yetavadukto Pararam. Because he said, up to 10th canto, 11th canto, I saw where to find, realize Krishna. Then I realized that in the sound vibration only you can realize Krishna. That part, that beauty is revealed to us in this shloka. So the one person will be sleeping, he is also illiterate. He will be speaking and saying, one will be cooking bakri roti or something, and he will be singing the same sloka. Because I was there, I used to go around and meet with people and all the different devotees. So everybody, one will be pouring water to all the trees and he will be singing the same sloka. So he made us love this sloka so much. That's why every word of this sloka is so important. Every single day, newer realization on this sloka will come to us. Almost 4 months in the entire 6-month period, he was like, with this one sloka, he literally hammered and bound us to this sloka. Normally, if you read, what is this sloka? Narada simply saying, personified person, until he starts speaking and he's feeling sense of gratitude, bowing head, that's it. What is there? But then Maharaj made us realize that innermost depth in the sloka, and so much more is left. That's why I said a few classes before that these two slokas will take so much time to realize. Any comments before we wind up for today? Yes, Vijaya Mataji.
Hi Krishna Prabhuji, this is Anand Sakhi here.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, like वो सेल होती है ना, सेल 50% सेल, but नीचे लिखा होता है स्टार condition applied. Similarly, whenever I read Bhagavatam or any other scripture, we feel that the process is very easy to attain God. But वो उसमें जो वो एक word होते हैं, persistent, sincere, attentive, fully absorbed, तो मतलब वो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है प्रभु जी. मतलब उससे फिर ऐसा लगता है वो जो स्टार वाला है ना, कंडीशन अप्लाइड, वो वहां पे आ जाते हैं वर्ड्स.
It's not difficult. If you think it is difficult, it is difficult. But actually, whole point is, Mataji, you enjoy the process. See, like when they say sale, when they say that, there's a sale, 50% offer, like that. You said the same example I'm taking. So you go to the bazaar, go to that, say it's Walmart or D-Mart or whatever it is. And there they have put some 50% off on the item that you charged for sale. But you go inside and there are many more things which are on sale. So you will be happy to go collect whatever it is and come back the shopping items more happy, that I've saved so much money. Like that, when you go into this process, initially to say, oh, it's very simple. But then they will say, do it persistently, do this austerity, do it that. When you enjoy the process, you enjoy the process of shopping. That's why you enjoy it while come back saying, yes, I got it for 20% less, 30% less, etc. The same way, enjoy the process of purification, enjoy the process of sadhana, enjoy the process of devotional service. Then you will feel all the more happy to do this. Ultimately, it is benefiting us only, no, Mataji. It's not something that is harmful for us. Long run, this is harmful. Anybody says like that?
But it becomes moroseness, Prabhuji, that we have to, there's a long way to go.
No. That's why I will tell you. I was going on a trekking trip with one of my very close, is a Shiksha Guru to me. His own is Ganapati Swami, very wonderful disciple of Prabhupada. So we went on a trekking journey in Grand Canyon. So canyon means, right? It's opposite of the mountain. You go down first and then you come up, like that, canyon. So when we're going down, mountain means you go up and come down. This means you go down and then you come up. So when we went down, we went very fast. 4 miles. 4 miles is what, 8 kilometers. We just went steep into the ground. And then when we had to come up, he went very fast, even though he was 25 years, 25, that is more elder to me. He went very fast, but I was not so used to, so I was going with, so I got some heavy with this thing, some bags and other things, so I went a little slow. So at one point he said something very interesting. He said in canyon, he said some nice, going down is like Raganuga Bhakti. It's very fast. You can go very easy, just go forget, you don't have any rules, regulation, all. But going up is like sadhana bhakti. So what he said, if you keep on looking at the goal, oh, that much far I should go, that itself will reduce half your energy and enthusiasm. He said during climbing up, he said a beautiful point. He said if you have to climb up nicely without any all this tiredness and all, you should only look at your next step. Don't look at top about how far I should go, that far I should. Only look at your next step and keep walking. You will walk faster and better than the other part, the other way, where you look at the goal. Every time I look at the goal, oh my God, what is this? And Maharaj said, don't look in sadhana bhakti, don't look that far ahead. Don't look too far ahead. Just look at your next step, next step, next step, next step, like that. Today, I have to do 16 rounds. That's all should be your goal. Don't look at that whole thing, oh, I have to become pure devotee, this, that, and all. That will happen eventually. It's not that you become a pure devotee. You are made into a pure devotee by this process automatically. So that's why when you check the chanting, only look at the next bead. Don't look at 16 tones, my God, how can I do? Look at the next bead and want to chant nicely. That's all. Offer this as a service to the Guru's lotus feet. But I'm chanting, as per your instruction, I'm chanting Guru Maharaj. Little bit here and there, I'm distracted. His mind is not obeying me. But still, I'm struggling. Please help me. May your mercy. Then you definitely help. So each bead is a fight with our mind. Chanting, each bead of the chanting is fight with our mind. But we have to fight enthusiastically. If the soldier in the battlefield thinks that, oh, what will happen if I die? Why should I fight this unnecessary battle and lose my life, etc.? Then what will happen to that war? No, what will happen to that kingdom or whoever is dependent on these soldiers? So we have to fight with the mind. There is no option left with us. There's no second option for us. Mind will freak out, but you fight with it. In whatever way possible, somehow or other, cajole it, coax it, whatever, and then make it bend to your, ultimately your thing. Right? It will happen eventually. So don't look too far ahead. Just tell the mind, only one more chanting, one more beat, one more beat, like that. Cheat the mind. Because mind cheats us, there is nothing wrong in cheating the mind. Okay? Okay, so if there is not any other question, then maybe we can wind up. I was sorry, I think there is one doubt that Shiva Prabhu mentioned. During our last breath of life, if we hear the loud noise of Kachadawala music or other disturbances, and we are unable to hear our own chanting and become disturbed, then what can happen? Intention, learn to ignore noises and concentrate on chanting only. It may not be possible, as you said, rightly said, because our condition may be so bad that we may not be able to hear our own sound also, Prabhu. But the thing is, don't worry too much again about controlling what I will do in the last moment. Just trust the process and follow the process. You see, eventually, Krishna will arrange it in such a way that you will be able to hear the chanting either of yourself or maybe someone around you, or maybe Prabhupada's chanting or whatever it is. It's ultimately, it is not just your chanting alone. It's how much you remember Krishna by that chanting. Please understand that. I can do a mechanically, I can just say Krishna also. But that is not so much effective as much as realizing Krishna and chanting. Because that chanting should make you realize Krishna. That's the purpose of you chanting the holy name. For me to chant, it's not a mechanical chanting. When I chant the holy name, it makes me remember and realize Krishna, being more grateful to Krishna, being more service-minded to Krishna. You get me?
Understood.
So, yeah, at the last moment, whether we chant or not is not in our hands. But the process, if we stick to it, trust the process and stick to the process, eventually it will happen that Krishna will arrange for us to remember his name. So many times people can't even speak, or they lose their hearing. What will happen? But in the remembrance, Krishna will be there. So don't worry, I am here for you. Don't worry, I am protecting you. Okay? He can do everything, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's Krishna's plan that works. But Krishna's plan is a product of our endeavor and his causeless mercy. Right? So endeavor is in our hands. Endeavor means making our attempts to please Krishna, to serve Krishna.
Prabhuji,
So, yeah, yes,
in
Mataji.
your messages, you always mention Krishna willing. So
Hmm.
Krishna is always willing, no, Prabhuji?
No, but I don't know, no. Krishna is willing for what? See, I will say I'm coming at say we will have a class at 4 o'clock. Right? Whether Krishna is willing for me to join at 4 o'clock or cancel my class, how do I know? So what I mean is Krishna willing, we will we will have the class. What it means, if Krishna wills, you will have the class. If Krishna doesn't will, we will not have the class, and not having the class is Krishna's will.
Okay. No, many of
Right?
them, they say, no, जब भगवान की इच्छा होगी तभी we will go to
No,
the
that is
Dham.
wrong. That is
Ah.
without putting the endeavor, they will say that. That is not the right way. That Krishna will not accept.
Okay.
You put your endeavor and you leave it to Krishna. Now I have done my job, Krishna. Whether you take me or not, that is your thing. So that is what is called you putting in your endeavor.
So this
Right?
Krishna meaning is different than what they say.
That's the point. If Krishna decides, then I will come to the temple. Who knows whether he has put in that endeavor or not? He will simply lie down and watch the TV or movie or whatever and say, "No, जब कृष्ण भगवान sanction करते हैं ना उस समय में आऊंगा." And in that meantime, what we do, we say, if Krishna wills, I will come to the Dham, I will come to have darshan. But in the meantime, what we do? We continue with our seva. So when we continue with our seva, Krishna will be pleased and he will send someone, Prabhu, I am going to Vrindavan, would you want to come? Or I am going to say Puri, would you like to come? I have 2 extra tickets free. Somebody has cancelled, so you can come in the ticket. So that is how Krishna sanctions. He calls you. Well, then immediately the devotee will think, oh, Krishna is calling me, so let me plan something. Right? This is just one particular scenario. There are many such cases like that. So yeah, don't equate these two. These two are vastly different in its intent and the desires also. That is a escape route that people say for not coming to the temple.
So things happen or doesn't happen. Everything
Sorry?
Krishna wills. Like sometimes we endeavor, but things doesn't go as per our desired.
That's what Mataji. That's what Mataji. I am putting in the endeavor. Whether it should come, outcome should be X or outcome should be Y is Krishna's will.
Okay.
Now, if that other person, without endeavoring, if he says Krishna willing, I will Krishna Hari ki इच्छा है तो मैं आऊंगा मंदिर दर्शन के लिए आऊंगा. If he says like that and continue with his nuisance, then Krishna's will be him not attending, not coming to the temple, no darshan. Secondly, he will lose the taste also. He will not have the taste itself.
Okay.
In the first case, even if it so happens that as per Krishna's will, he could not go to the temple, he will not lose the eagerness to take take darshan of Krishna. You understand?
Yeah.
He will not be alsi, saying, I am seeing Krishna in the holy names, why should I come to the dham? He will never think like that.
Okay.
The purity of his chanting, the intensity of his chanting will enable him to gain more eagerness to have darshan of the Lord in the dham or serve in the dham. More importantly, serving, because serving is as good as darshan. So you would want to go there and do some seva. It's not only dham. You come to some devotee's home, you will go and wash the plates, you will clean the room. You will not just be a guest there. Because you come and do the deity's dressing here. Here we have our god sister was come as a guest. He comes without any hesitation. She goes and cleans and does the deity dressing and making the garland. Nobody has to tell her anything. So the person becomes pleased, whoever is the hosting, right? On the other hand, if he stays as a guest and not doing anything, simply eating and sleeping, then they will not. They will say, okay, this is a guest, isn't it? It's not one in the family. So for devotees, it is like we are part of the family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So if I go to any of place, I will talk to them as if I'm one of the family members. Some may not like it, but they will adjust accordingly. But it's mostly with a clean heart when we talk, nobody will hesitate. Because everybody wants somebody like that, some genuine well-wisher who is non-exploitative and with no expectation he comes. That's what everybody looks for.
Yes, Prabhuji. Got it. Yes.
We may not be blood relations or whatever, but they would like to share their pains or their thoughts or their things with us because they feel that, okay, I would like to speak to someone. That's all the relationship between spiritual master and disciple. The disciple feels that the spiritual master is genuine and very honest and very good well-wisher. So I can speak to him so that I will get some help from him. Isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is the whole point, Mataji. And Krishna is like that. Right? We speak to Krishna. When we chant, we speak to Krishna. When we study Prabhupada's books, we speak to Prabhupada. When Prabhupada speaks to us, we speak to him in return. Maharaj spoke Maharaj meditated on this sloka so much intensely that Prabhupada spoke so much volumes of realizations to him on these verses. Like that, every verse in Bhagavatam is like that. You can speak to Krishna in those slokas and can hear from them also, from him also. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice point. Very nice. So, okay, then we'll end up for today. We'll stop for today. And Krishna willing, we will meet soon. Thank you so much for all your patient hearing and nice questions and beautiful thought-provoking questions and your realizations. We'll stop here. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Thakur Premanande. Hari 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 Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam. Hare Krishna. Dandavas. Krishna willing, we'll see you soon. Hari